My name's Yuri Kim. I recently graduated from the University of California, Riverside with a master's degree in education, and I'm 25 years old and I'm a missionary in Mexico City. So I grew up in the church, but I feel as if I got to know Christ in college. I joined a fellowship, AACF. During grad school is when I kind of lost God. In that time, I developed anxiety and depression. And so one day I was scrolling through Facebook because I didn't want to study. And as I was scrolling through Facebook, I saw Urbana. And I thought it was a great way just to connect with God. So I signed up thinking that it was a Christian conference. And I find a friend to go to Urbana with to share a room and to lower the cost. She asked me, "So Yuri, what made you want to go on this missions conference?" I turned to her and I was like, "This is a missions conference? What am I doing here?" And so at that point, after she told me, I decided to go to breweries. And so as I'm drinking and I'm going to the sessions, not really wanting to go on missions. I'm going to these sessions because I paid for it. One of the nights I go into the convention center looking for a seat because I'm so tired from walking around the city, and I find a chair at the go-kart table. I felt obligated to talk with the lady because I wanted to sit there. She asked me like, "Well, what are you studying?" And I told her I'm studying to become a teacher. And in the back of my head, I'm telling myself, I'm gonna be making a salary job. There's no way that I'm gonna go on missions. And so she asked me another question, like, big if you were to go on missions, where would you want to go? And I tell her Mexico because I love the culture, I love the people and the food. And so she's like, "Perfect, there is a teaching opportunity in Mexico." I'm like, "That's great, but not for me." "No way, Jose," like, no. And so I was like, "Okay, God." From that point on, I prayed, "Lord, please close the door on missions." And he did not. Every single door that I wanted open, he closed on me. He sent people just reassuring me that this is the path that he wanted me to take. And so finally, I went through the entire process and I got accepted, and I was on the field by January 10, 2017. I serve in Mexico City. It's one of the largest cities in the world. There's about 22 million people there. And so a lot of missionaries go there to spread the gospel. My ministry is to teach the pastors and missionary kids. I get to serve these families, and their main concern is a great education for their child. But not only that, it's like in this school, it's a Christian school. So even though I'm not directly like teaching the Bible or teaching them theology, I'm able to show God's love to them even in the classroom. But also I feel like forming relationships and evangelizing on the streets is my ministry as well. And how I see evangelism is through relationships. And one of the most beautiful things that I've been able to do is create a relationship with the taco people that I go to. It's a family business, and their names are Rosalva, the mom, Jose is the dad, and their 3 children, Brianda, Eduardo, and Alberto. And I've been able just to share with them like why I'm there. I'm not able to explain myself fully because my Spanish is still lacking, but in those moments where I can't fill in those answers for them, I hope that like they're creating more questions in their head, like, who is this God that she's serving? One of my greatest needs is prayer, because day in, day out, like I never know when I'm gonna go through culture shock, and I never know when the enemy is gonna attack. Prayer for my health, for financials. I never know when unexpected financial costs are gonna come up. Prayer requests for my students and their families at this school, that they may in the future like continue this relationship with God. Advice for people who will be going or even on the field: just say yes to God. Stop fighting it, and also learning to have grace on yourself. You're gonna make mistakes. It's okay. But always have that willingness to try, the willingness to learn. It will take you such a long way. I'm Yuri Kim, and I'm sowing the seeds of the gospel in Mexico.